What up, YouTube? Army ATC 22 coming back at you. Man, I haven't said that line in a long time. And I'm sorry. I've neglected this channel. And this is where I started, right? I started in here, sitting right in front of you, giving my hot takes, showing mail days and everything. So why not bring it back, sit down every once in a while, and chat it up? Maybe go live. Podcast could be coming. Who knows? But if you guys are following me, which a lot of you are on my Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere else, short form is just so much easier these days. But I gotta come back. Gotta come back here and spit some stuff. Will it do well? Who knows? If again, the numbers situation is never cared about, but maybe you'll get some vlogs of the shows and everything. Speaking of shows, that's what this first episode, I should say, first clip in my new little area it's about card shows. A lot of people know that I have been traveling a lot. Retired from the Army now. See that little right there? Army retired. That was a gift. Actually, retirement gift's pretty sweet. And I get to travel a lot. My kids are both grown, and I get to experience the hobby, this industry, how much everything I love. More the experiences. I have been blessed being a part of media teams and certain shows and venues, places like CSA show, Philly show, all in New York shows with Lucky Promotions, which all leads to being a part of the media team for the National. A few people already knew that. More people knew about it when I was doing stuff for the National this year. It's first time, and I can't wait for that partnership to grow and expand. Get behind the scenes type of stuff, being able to see stuff with athletes and behind the scenes of the venue being set up and what it takes to actually put together a regional and national card show. So I get a lot of people asking me tons of questions, and like I tell everyone, there's no more on YouTube. This is wild. Like I remember send me a message. I don't even think there's a messenger anymore on here. So if you ever need to get a hold of me, Instagram, easiest way, direct messages. And if I'm not following you, I check my request area for the people I'm following. So I try to answer everybody. Again, I'm in this as a hobbyist, fun time and everything, and it's getting bigger, which is great. But the main purpose of this video, card shows, right? What's going on after the National? Everyone leads up to the National and everything else. Prior to that, of course, was Fanatics Fest and a couple other ones. Again, Fanatics Fest, I'll constantly say this, it's not a card show. It's a fan festival that just so happens to have cards there, right? It's meant toward sports and everything sports and so much more. Competitive eating, they brought in Joey Chestnut. That's considered sports, right? But, yeah, after the National, everyone's just like, what's going on? Everyone's just like, all right, they took a break. I didn't. National, then I went to Myrtle Beach, then I went to New York to East Coast National, then I went to West Coast Card Show, then I finally took a break. That was a month straight, right? And I'm taking it's about almost a month off before the Philly show. Philly show in third week of September. So, but right now, I was hustling and bustling, going to some of the biggest shows around the country. I'm blessed and honored that I was able to actually go to those shows and do some stuff there. But everyone asks, so everyone builds up towards the National and is like, what now? I tell you what, September is probably one of the busiest months for card shows around the country, and even international. There's stuff happening in London, Germany, the Asia one, the Dubai one, the Macau one. Like all these shows are getting ready to happen around the world, and everyone takes that month off after the National, trying to regroup. There are some people that aren't. Shout out to those small promoters that are grinding every weekend. They're still out there getting it, but these bigger regional shows are ramping up for their big shows to end the year. All right, so. This weekend, of course, is the Dallas Card Show. It's back. It happens every other month. Now, there is a little gap, I believe, between the National and now because, I think they have the 4th of July show and then, a little extended period, not every other month. Actually, no. July, skipped August, now September. Duh. But Dallas Card Show is the big one this weekend, right? That's really kicking off September. And there's other shows all over the place. But one of the main things I want to talk about is next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. The weekend of, it's like 11th through 14th, that span around the country is some of the biggest shows I've seen in one period of time. And I'll constantly say it, right? These shows that are in these areas, CSA, Philly, Midwest Monster, the Phoenix Show, Dallas, these are regional shows. These aren't realistically, now we want it to be, the promoters want it to be, and the people that are set up there want it to be. These aren't supposed to be shows people fly into. Yes, I fly into a lot of these shows, but I'm seeing another angle. I'm not coming in there trying to make a dollar. This is not business for me, right? These shows are regional. These are supposed to be for that region, right? So if you get a big group of people coming for that region, you did a good job, right? If you don't, look at the time of year. Look what's happening and stuff. And historically, people see that stuff. But next weekend, one of the things I want to talk about, I have a list in front of me on my phone, mainly because I didn't want to really miss anything. Because these are some of the biggest shows that have like 200 plus tables. And I'm only reading off some, and there's some more out there, right, that are all over the place. So starting with in Sanford, Connecticut, up in the northeast is a huge 300 plus table show, 13th and 14th September. That's a huge show, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking, Beckett is actually, I think they're grading there. They might be just taking submissions, but they might be grading on location there. I thought I saw something about that. Xenia, Ohio, right? The Xenia show. That's a big 200 plus table show. A lot of people in that Midwest area love that, right? Gettysburg, PA. My buddy Captain Romero has a great show up there in the not Philly, but in the Pennsylvania area. Everyone loves coming to that show. Conroe, Texas, right? This is a 200 plus table show the week after Dallas. Does it do good? I don't know, but it's a big show in that area, right? Green Bay, Wisconsin, 200 table show. Raleigh, North Carolina, 300 plus table show. That is with Inside Pitch. Great people. I did a show in Charlotte with them in the beginning of the year. That show, they crush Raleigh. They really, really crush Raleigh. They do really good in all of North Carolina. Minnesota Card Show. This is probably the biggest one around the country this weekend. That weekend, not this weekend, the weekend after. 520 plus tables, Minnesota Card Show. I feel like a lot of people are going to head towards that way because the North, for shows right now in the fall, do better than the South. They do because what's everyone doing in the South right now? Football. I mean, schools are back around the country, but football, right? You got the Minnesota Card Show up north, and then down south in Atlanta, you do have Culture Collision, which, Raph and the team, they're marketing the heck out of that show, and I hope it is a good show and everything, because they are going up against Collecticon that's also in Atlanta the same weekend. Collecticon is all not so much sports, and, Culture Collision's the whole culture. It's not just sports cards, it's the whole culture. But, imagine the majority of the sports cards people will be there and everything. So, you have down south is the Culture Collision, and up north in the Minnesota Card Show is probably, but as I've said, they're everywhere. These are just the ones I looked up real quick within 15 or so minutes, right? That weekend also, Baltimore. My buddies, Bailey and all of them, they are starting the first Baltimore Card Show, and I think it's at the campus of UMBC. Going to be big. It's going to be really big. So you guys got to check it out. I think it's that Sunday, the 14th. So make sure you check that out too. Those are the big ones around the country, I feel, that are, going to get a lot of love. Now, that's not saying there's none out there that I just can't see, that I just haven't searched real fast for, right? But remember, build your brand, right? That's what I've seen a lot of people that I've worked with and, been to shows and everything. They're building their brands, and, if you build it, they will come. Plain and simple. West Coast Card Show to me, the West Coast Card Show is a mini national. It gives the national type vibes with the booths that are corporate and everything there, and helping give that love to the West Coast people like weren't able to make it to the national. Shout out to Jay and Ken. You guys put on an incredible show. But September is just bonkers because at the same time, I'm going to be in Philly in 3 weeks. Also down in Concord, North Carolina, my buddy James, Sports Wax Promotions. I'm going to tell you what. I feel like I just need to do a separate video just for you. One of the best promoters, period, around. You got to get to his shows. It's going to be 500 plus tables in there. They're bringing athletes with Wilder Side of Sports. My buddies, Doc, Talon, Sasquatch are all going to be in there doing stuff together. I wish myself, even Mac, Mac Card Collection, we wanted to be down there too, but I have obligations to Philly show and everything. It's the same weekend because that Philly show is the 50th anniversary, longest running card show in the country. 50th anniversary. I'm so excited for that. We'll end it on that note, not trying to make it super long because you probably already, if you made it this far, thank you. Yeah, bringing back this channel. Going to see a lot more of me. And who knows? Who knows where we're going to take this? Look at this setup. Look at this. Shout out to Like Father, Like Son. That sick piece, Tillman. That's an autograph up there, by the way. Retirement pieces. I got so much more in store. I can't wait to show you. That's all I got. Deuces.